From LEX 18, your official UK sports station for Big Blue Nation, this is BBN Tonight. Presented by Central Bank, the official bank of UK athletics.
Welcome to BBN Tonight. I'm Mary Jo Perino.
And I'm Keith Farmer. Tonight we recap a busy weekend for UK sports that produced one win, one upset, and a blowout against the football team.
Yeah, we got a case of the Mondays here. We're also going to talk with Kentucky lineman Drake Jackson and the voice of the Wildcats, Tom Leach. But we begin with men's basketball as the team experienced its first loss this weekend. That's tonight's Big Blue story presented by Baptist Health. We knew it was going to be a tough test for this young Kentucky team going head-to-head with one of the more experienced teams in all of college basketball in Richmond. Richmond exploited that inexperience of Kentucky yesterday afternoon. Both teams were kind of cold from the field, so it was neck and neck, certainly in the first half. Olivier Sarr had 14 points in the first, finished with 17. He and Brandon Boston combined for 26 of the team's 32 first half points, and the Cats led by 4 at the half. Terrence Clark had the first 6 points of the second half for Kentucky. At one point, UK was up 6, looked like they might pull away, but no, the inexperience started to show. They got careless. They turned the ball over 21 times to just 5 assists. You can't do that against a veteran team. Blake Francis and Nathan Kao led the way for the Spiders, picking up a huge 12-point win. Here's what Boston and Sarr had to say.
The biggest lesson we learned is we got to hit free throws, we got to take care of the ball. We just got to play as a team, honestly. This had to happen to us now. I'd rather it happen now than later. So I feel like next game we'll just come in with a fresh mind and a clear mindset.
They did a great job on defense coming from the back, tipping the ball as soon as we get it and stuff like that. And I think we just got to communicate. Someone is coming, that a trap is coming, that somebody is trying to steal the ball or something like that. It's just play with poise, you know.
Kentucky was missing Keon Brooks. Coach Cal says it'll be another 2 to 3 weeks before he's back. Keith, we talked about Gilliard for Richmond on Friday and how he can steal the ball. I mean, he did that all over the court. And in the second half, this team looked lost.
Yeah, I mean, I think, look, they were starting 4 seniors.
Yeah.
And this is a Kentucky team, even though they've played against each other all year long, first time they're going into games, 2 games now against another team. You just can't have the turnovers. You just can't have that many at all. Otherwise, it's going to turn out like we saw on Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, turning to Kentucky football, a shorthanded squad faced another huge challenge on Saturday when it traveled to Gainesville to play the Florida Gators. The Wildcats fell apart in the second half after controlling most of the first half. Penalties and turnovers halted any sort of chance to make a comeback at the Swamp, and QB Kyle Trask showed why he's a Heisman frontrunner, throwing 3 touchdowns on the afternoon. UK's offense had just 46 yards in the second half and 1 first down. That won't cut it as Kentucky falls 34-10. Here's what Mark Stoops had to say about the loss.
We tried to play extremely hard. We weren't. We didn't execute good enough. We didn't coach good enough, and tough loss. I thought we did some good things in certain areas, and I think athletically, in certain areas, they stood out. They have some very good players that are difference maker players that can create explosive plays at any time.
And look, special teams is where it kind of got out of hand right there at the end of the first half.
Absolutely. And he mentioned explosive playmakers. That's something Kentucky just they don't have.
No.
They do not have that right now, especially if Chris Rodriguez is on the sidelines. And he's really the only guy this year that has done that. So, and then there was one drive where I think we had back-to-back 15-yard penalties.
3 in a row.
3 in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, that's half the field you're giving them. You can't do that. Kentucky was missing more than a dozen players at the Swamp, including Chris Rod, Kenneth Horsey, and Justin Rigg. They were among 16 players out due to COVID-19 contact tracing and injury. And the injury news did not improve after the game as we learned that redshirt freshman linebacker J.J. Weaver will need surgery to repair a torn ACL. And Keith, he was playing as good as anybody on this team, earned himself a starting spot. Now, you probably don't want to call out Kyle Pitts before a game, but I'm just sick for him over this injury.
I know he's had a rough year, but losing his father and now this, but he's taken the bright look at it, and he's I'll be back stronger than ever, so that's good news for him. All right, the lone bright spot of the weekend was the Kentucky women's basketball team. The ladies took on Belmont yesterday, and Dreonna Edwards was a monster, finishing with a double-double, 27 points and 15 rebounds. Kiki McKinney and Chastity Patterson each had 10 points, and Robin Benton and Blair Green had 9 as Kentucky improves to 2-0 with the 70-50 win. Here's what Edwards had to say after the game.
I'm going to be honest. I think this is the way I should play every game. I'm going to go in hard and do what I got to do. If that's not scoring, that's not scoring. But I'm going to go get the boards. I'm going to go steal the ball. I'm going to go do everything that I need to do, whatever it is, to contribute to the team.
Love that. And what I like about her game, too, is she gets a rebound and she takes off to the other end. I love that. She's not looking for the outlet. She's looking to go score.
Listen, if you want to see some bright spots with this women's team, they were still without Ryan Howard, still without Tatiana, and they found different scores. It wasn't Chastity Patterson this time. Now it's Ryan Evans. You can score get points from a lot of these ladies out there.
All right, coming up next on BBN Tonight, we'll talk with a member of Kentucky's Big Blue Wall.
I'll go one-on-one with Drake Jackson for more on the Florida game and looking ahead to South Carolina when we return.